Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today is the long-awaited updated makeup routine. It's been such a long time since I did one of these, and a lot of you guys were asking me on TikTok, but I feel like I definitely wanted to go more in depth with this makeup tutorial, so I wanted to go ahead and make a YouTube video about it instead. But this is my tutorial on this bronzy glam that I've been obsessed with, that I've been doing. I'll show you guys all the brushes I use, all the products I use, all of that good stuff. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get started. Okay, so step one, I will say this over and over again, is your skin prep. This varies from person to person. I personally have kind of dry skin, so that's kind of how I prep my skin. But if you have oily skin, then obviously you would use like more matte primers and stuff like that. But I'm personally going to show you guys how I try to prep my skin so that the makeup goes on nicely. I'm going to go ahead and spray my face with the Tower 28 facial spray. To use the Tower 28 facial spray or the Kosas Plump and Juicy Vegan Collagen Spray On Serum Spray. Both of these are really great just for putting some like moisture back into your face. And now I'm going with primer. I've been using the Refy Glow and Sculpt primer. This is a glowy primer, as you guys can see. I like it. I mean, I feel like it definitely like does do the job with like glowy. I'm not too familiar with matte primers, but this primer, the e.l.f. Putty primer, is also really good. And then I really also like the e.l.f. Hydro Grip primer. This is just the one I have right now, so I'm going to use this one. Now for my eyebrows. I start with my eyebrows just because I use gel, so then I like to like clean off the gel from my face. But I use this Anastasia Brow Freeze Gel. I'm obsessed with this eyebrow gel. I've been through literally so many of these already. Also, I bleached my eyebrows, guys. A lot of you guys were asking how I dyed my eyebrows, and I just bleached them with like facial hair bleach that I got from Target. But I like to like brush through my eyebrows, like coat my eyebrows completely entirely in this gel. And then I like to get the brush or get the bristles and push and brush all my hairs right up. Oh, you guys see like the difference in my eyebrows now? You just brush through them and then brush them up. And honestly, it's super simple. I like to do this even when I'm not wearing makeup, just to kind of have my eyebrows like look like soap feathered brows. And I just love this look so much. So the brush I use for my eyebrows is this like dual-ended Morphe Ariel brush. It's the A19 brush, and it looks like this. A lot of my brushes are either Morphe, Patrick Ta, or Makeup by Mario. I would say that's probably all my brushes. So in case you guys are wondering, and also Real Techniques. I do like some Real Techniques brushes still. For concealing my eyebrows, I'm just going to use this Dior concealer, and this one is in 0.5N. Get a little bit on my brush, basically just aligning my eyebrows. I honestly don't really care if they're not perfect. I stopped doing my eyebrows perfectly a long time ago because they would always take me so long. So, and then I go ahead and just like diffuse that line. I'm just going to use this like little like fluffy concealer brush. It is the Morphe Angle Concealer S102 brush. And I just kind of use this to blend that out. First, I like to start off with the Hollywood Flawless Filter, the Charlotte Tilbury one. I also really like the e.l.f. Halo Glow, but I'm pretty sure like mine had expired, so I threw it away, and I'm not going to buy another one because I just used this one. And this one's in 1 Fair. This is the shade. And I like to use this underneath my makeup just because I feel like it definitely does make a difference. Like the days that I don't put this on under my makeup, I definitely do like notice a difference a little bit in how my makeup looks. Like it just like makes my skin really just look flawless and my base look really nice. And then I love the Saie. This is the Saie buffing brush. This is not the foundation brush. The foundation brush is a little bit smaller, but I use this as a foundation brush, and I just kind of blend that in. And then it's time for foundation. So I use the Forever Skin Glow Dior foundation. Like I said, I have dry skin, so I'm using products for dry skin. They also have a matte version of this though. I'm not sure how it is. But I like to use a lot of glowy stuff because I do use a lot of powders because I do more of a matte like makeup, so kind of have to even it out. But I just go ahead and put this on the same brush that I use to conceal my eyebrows. I love this for like evenly distributing your foundation. I know a lot of people actually have told me that they have like an issue with like putting more foundation on one side than the other side, which I guess I never really understood. But if you guys do have that problem, I definitely recommend doing this, and that way you can kind of like even out what's on your face. I'm just gonna go ahead and carve out my top of my eyebrows with foundation. We're gonna go ahead and get to blending again. I blend with this, and I like to work in sections, so I start at the bottom and kind of work my way up. And it's super important to blend out your foundation like really good and nicely, because it helps your base look a lot smoother. And at this point, you guys can see like my face, like the foundation is so beautiful. It kind of looks like your skin but better, and it's like it covers what it needs to cover. It's definitely like medium, like light to medium to buildable coverage, but like it already looks so nice. Like just make sure you guys are taking your time in blending everything out properly. Now I do my liquid bronzer and my liquid blush. This is the Saie Sun Melt. It's like this, and I got this in the shade light bronze, and I love this. I haven't had it for that long. I've definitely already made a dent in it, and I like to use the Patrick Tall. This is the 4 contour brush, and I use this side right here for my liquids and then this side for my powders. So I like to just go in with this. Don't be scared of this product either. It's like not super pigmented. It's like very natural but very nice, and I kind of like to just pat this onto my face. Product is very easy to work with and very blendable. So now that I'm all bronzed up, I've been liking a more bronzier look recently. I really just need to get a tan because I'm looking very pasty these days, but we just fixed that with makeup. So now I'm gonna put on some blush, and I'm gonna be using, or I use the Saie blush in Rosy. I love all of the Saie blushes, and then also the Saie little dewy bronze. These are amazing, especially for like the summertime. They just give such a nice, they have like a nice like glow. And I just really like to blend these in with a beauty sponge. I personally like these liquid blushes more than any other liquid blush I've tried, like the e.l.f. one and the Rare Beauty one. I said it. I personally think the Saie blushes are the best liquid blushes, and they're super easy to work with, and they're not a matte finish. They're like more of a dewy finish. As you guys can see, like it's very shiny. So if that's something you're in the market for, I definitely recommend that. Okay, so now we're gonna do concealer, and for my under eye concealer I use the Huda Beauty concealer. This one is in whipped cream. I like this one because it's very white and it's very brightening. It's super hard for me to find a brightening like under eye concealer, and I feel like I'm not even that pale, but Huda Beauty has an amazing shade range, and this is like one of the lightest concealers I could find at Sephora. So I like to just put this underneath my eyes just like that. I also use a different concealer. I use a lot of concealers. I use the Hourglass concealer as well, and I just kind of mix this in there. And then I also kind of use it to brighten up like the center of my face, and then I use it to carve out like my blush and stuff. And then I just blend this out with a beauty sponge. This is a Real Technique sponge. I love this one for under the eyes. And you can go ahead and blend out. I kind of blend it out like that, and it makes your face look super sad. I'm gonna go back in with my Saie Sun Melt, and I use the Patrick Tall for Contour 3 brush. I love this brush because of the like angle it has to it, and I love it for nose contour. For my nose contour, I just go underneath my nose like that, and it kind of creates a shadow, so it kind of lifts up your nose. And then it's gonna look a little harsh right now, but like trust me, when I put powder and everything, it's not gonna look this harsh. But I do a line across, and then I kind of just drag 2 lines down my nose like that. But I go in with like a beauty sponge, and I kind of just blend that in, and then it looks a lot less harsh that way. Now I'm gonna go ahead and use my True and Tried, my favorite loose powder is the Huda Beauty loose powder. This one is in Sugar Cookie. I like to use this one for under my eyes and like for brightening. It's white. Another thing that's really hard to find is a powder that doesn't like look orange on me, or doesn't like oxidize, or like translucent powders are always too dark and they make my like face look darker. This one is amazing. Huda Beauty does it with her shade range every single time, and I like to go ahead and like kind of carve out, I guess, and then carve out my concealer and then pat it in. And I really pat it in. I like semi-bake, but for the most part, like I like to pat all the powder into my face. I like to also press this powder into my smile lines and around my mouth, because eating, drinking, and I'm always smiling, like I'm always laughing, so I always like to make sure that my smile lines are set. Then I go ahead and go in with the Kosas powder. This is my holy grail. This is the cloud set, and this is the one in airy. I'm obsessed with this. I've already been through one whole press powder. This is my second one. I'm not really sure what's going on here, that like it's like a little mountain. I don't know how this happened. I'm trying to like get the mountain to go down, but it just won't. But I like to just like put a whole bunch of this on my powder puff and just set my entire rest of my face with this. And like it literally, like, I don't know if you guys can like see the difference, but it's like so nice and airbrushed. It makes your skin literally look like a filter. I love it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with bronzer, my Hourglass bronzer. I love this bronzer. This is the ambient lighting bronzer in the light shade. I use the other side of my Patrick Tall brush, and I love this bronzer because it's super nice for like the summer. Like it just gives you the nicest like natural bronze. Like OMG. I'm like, look at how nice that, like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with this bronzer. I'm gonna go ahead and I use different blushes all the time. Tower 28 just sent me over their whole new collection of the Get Set blushes, and I've been loving these two blushes actually. The one in Crush or Cobra Crush, the one in Long Beach Iced Tea. I love these two blushes. I also really love the Patrick Tall blushes, but I've been like on a rave of these ones recently since they sent me them. So this is the Long Beach Iced Tea. I'm going for like more of a coral blush today. As you guys could tell, like the liquid one that I use is more of like a little coral blush. And then also the Cobra Crush. So this is Cobra Crush, and then this is Long Beach Iced Tea. I'm gonna go ahead and go for this one, the Morphe X Ariel brush. This one does not have a number anywhere on it, but it looks like this. It's just like a fluffy brush. And I'm gonna go ahead and I use this one for like my peach blushes, because I don't like to mix my shades. So like this one I use for like baby pink. Put this on. So that's what it looks like. It's so pretty. I'm obsessed. So after I put on my powders, I like to go ahead and bake the sides of my face a little bit. So now for highlight, I like this Dior highlight palette because it literally has every shade you might need. When I do more like bronzier, peachier looks, I like to use a gold highlight. This is a Makeup by Mario F3 brush, and I just use like this side right here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and add that gold because today we're giving bronzy peachy vibes. Then I'm gonna go ahead and use the Morphe Ariel brush again, and this is like a little fluffy brush, and I just use this to take off my powder. Also use what's left over of like my contour or like my liquid bronzer, and I just put that all over my lid. I'm just gonna go ahead and get what's left over powder on my powder puff and set my eyes really quick. I just do it super quickly. All that powder is dealt with. Now for my eyes, this has been my signature eye look as of recently, and I use the Rem Beauty. This is the Principessa. I have no idea what that says. It's this Rem Beauty palette, and I really like it because it has black, and then it has these two shades of brown, which those are the only shades that I use. I don't really use any other shades. And I love using this Morphe Ariel. This is the A16 brush. This brush I definitely do recommend for this, just because, like, do you guys see that angle and how thin it is? I definitely recommend this one. I have other like liner brushes, but this one is my all-time favorite one, and I'm gonna show you guys how I do my eyeliner. So this is definitely beginner friendly and very easy for people who don't really know how to do eyeliner. First off, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this lighter brown shade and put that on my brush, and I'm just gonna start from underneath my eye right here I don't know if you guys can see, like right there underneath my eye, and just swoop up. Literally so easy. Make it a little bit more prominent. And then also, if you see this line right here that we made with our bake, you can kind of just follow that line. And then I go right here and kind of connect it. I don't go all the way to the top. I just like kind of like go to the middle of the liner. And then I go ahead and go in with the darker shade, which is this one. And essentially just darken up that liner. Okay, so that's basically the eyeliner. It's literally super easy. It takes me like 2 seconds to do. I just like to get a like brown liner, and this is the NYX Vivid Rich Smoky Topaz liner, and it's just like a little like pencil liner. I just like to waterline the outer corner of my eye with this, just like that. You guys can see like this one's with the waterliner, and then this one's without the waterliner. I feel like it kind of makes my eyes look a little bit bigger. Maybe it's just illusion, I don't know. Now it's time to go ahead and set my face. So I like to set my face with the Airbrush Charlotte Tilbury spray. Go ahead and spray this all over. I get my fan that I use to dry off my eyelashes. I honestly do different lip combinations all the time, but my go-to favorite lip liner is the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. This is my all-time favorite lip liner. I love the Kim KW lipstick. This is the Charlotte Tilbury one, and I kind of like to put this in the center of my lips. After setting spray, sometimes I like to go in with my powder puff that just has extra product on it, and I like to set my face again with it. This is the final look. It's pretty simple. I usually can do it in like 20 minutes. Obviously, like, everyone is different and practice makes perfect, but I love you guys so much. I'm so glad to be back, and let me know if you guys want to see any other videos from me, and I hope you guys liked my makeup routine, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.